Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be back here with you all, and I really appreciate the chance to come back and introduce some new friends to you this morning. As Mark said, I'm the National Administrator for Partners Relief and Development Australia. I live in Melbourne, so it's so nice to come up here and have some warm weather. I would consider my home is the Sunshine Coast, so I'm pretty close to home here and really miss the lovely weather. Anyway, Partners has been working for the last 20 years on the Thai-Burma border. It's a little bit confusing because Burma is now also, some people refer to it as Myanmar. So you might hear people kind of refer to it either as Burma or Myanmar. And Burma has has been going through one of the longest civil wars over the last 40, 50 years, and that has resulted in many people having to flee from Burma and go across into Thailand as refugees, but it has also meant that there's been a lot of people internally displaced within Myanmar. So Partners have been working there for the last 20 years and have, over that time, started many different projects that support the people in very different ways. Jesus said that he came to give us life and life in all its fullness, and the vision of Partners is to see free, full lives for people who suffer from conflict and oppression. So yeah, Partners has been able to be the hands and feet of Jesus over the last 20 years, bringing them help in very desperate situations. So some of the projects that we're involved in include training health workers, and Ken and Alison are doing that in Shan State, Myanmar. And Mon, who you met last year, she is doing a similar kind of work in Karen State, which is a little bit kind of south of Shan State. So we have those two medical training programs, but also a lot of other supporting clinics within Myanmar and in the refugee camps on the Thai-Burma border. So we have health projects, we have education projects, helping to train and equip teachers to be able to teach more effectively, agricultural projects, teaching people to have new, sustainable, innovative ways of lifting their income to help provide for their families. The Partners head office is in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and that gives us easy access to the border regions, and there's also an office based in Mae Sot, which is a little bit closer to the Thai-Burma border. I guess hopefully that's given you a little bit of a summary of the wider work of Partners, and it's going to be great to hear from Ken and Alison this morning, a little bit more specifically about their work in Shan State. I guess for some prayer points, what you can be praying for, although Myanmar recently has gone through an election and is supposedly now a more democratic country, there is still a lot of conflict going on. Myanmar is made up of a lot of different ethnic states, and so some fighting is still continuing between the Burmese army and the ethnic groups, but also the ethnic groups are also fighting each other. So there's still a lot of conflict going on, and so we really need to be praying for peace to come to that country that has suffered for so very long. It's predominantly Buddhist. 95% of the country is Buddhist. There's one particular people group called the Rohingya who are severely oppressed. They're in the western side of Myanmar, and they are a Muslim group, and at the moment they have they are not recognised as citizens of Myanmar, even though they have lived there for generations. So there's severe persecution of that group. And unfortunately, Aung San Suu Kyi, some of you may have heard of her, she's now in the new government. She has unfortunately not come out in support of the Rohingya population, and that's been a little bit disappointing to see that. But Partners continues to work with the Rohingya population who are in internment camps within Rakhine State, Myanmar. So if you could pray for that people group. Also, Thailand have said that they are going to be closing the refugee camps on the Thai-Burma border that have been there for 20, 30 years, and they're saying that they are going to be closed by the end of 2017. So there's a large population of refugees who are going to be sent back to land that they don't remember ever living there, and lots of infrastructure is still not in place for them when they are returned. So if you can also be praying for those people, and just generally for the work of Partners, that we will continue to be effective, that we will continue to show the love of Christ to these people. We're not allowed to openly proselytise, but we can be very effective in being the hands and feet of Jesus to these people. So if you can just continue to pray for the expatriate staff, and we have a lot of local staff as well, that you would continue, that God would continue to protect them. Some of them work in quite dangerous situations, so we would appreciate prayer for their security. And then I'm sure Ken and Alison are going to share a few of their specific prayer needs as well. So thank you so much again for having us here today.